Doubles and coffee. As a Trinbagonian yesterday, I was ashamed. You people, some of y'all say, respect the office regardless of who holds it. Keith Christopher Rowley, in front of the entire CARICOM and the world, embarrassed himself, his government, and Trinidad and Tobago. Trying to play semantics with words about public health, emergency, about crime. Crime is a crisis in Trinidad and Tobago. We're not talking about all over the world. Yes, all over the world have crime in different levels. In Trinidad and Tobago, under Keith Christopher Rowley, every aspect of crime, from murder to rape, to home invasion, to carjacking, to armed robbery, to battery, to assault, to wounding, to theft, every single category has increased exponentially over the last 8 years. Keith Christopher Rowley got up in front of CARICOM in an ill-fitting suit, like Marvin Gonzalez couldn't get his new best friend Cliff Eli to fit a suit for Rowley, to talk for 18 minutes and 45 seconds, the most trite, innocuous nonsense in the history of prime ministerial speeches. He tried to play games with semantics and crime and trying to suggest that no Minister of National Security, no government could impact crime, that crime exists everywhere, and everywhere in the Caribbean has crime, and therefore he and his Minister Hines cannot be held responsible. He claimed and used statistics, but then came to conclusions that did not and were not supported by the statistics that he utilized. He used time spans that included UNC government or other PNM government and Manning to try and suggest that his incompetence, his ministerial choices, his small pin as Minister of National Security, world record silver medalist, his Fitzgerald et Albert Hines, 614 murders. Rowley tried to suggest and compare 2011 360 murders with 600 and in one breath with a straight face, trying to suggest that there is no way to impact through policy, through prime ministerial intervention, through cabinet intervention, through policy, that there is no way to blame a government for crime, that crime just exists like a public health emergency, like a virus. Crime in Trinidad and Tobago is an emergency. End of story, a crisis. And Keith Christopher Rowley and Fitzgerald et Albert Hines and the PNM has no answer, no solution, no clue whatsoever. Every aspect of life in Trinidad and Tobago that his policies have impacted has increased the atmosphere and the conditions that are ripe for crime. Home invasions, now people are in their homes and unsafe. I see the newspapers asking about if you feel safe when you go out. People are not going out. Citizens are not going out. They're afraid to go out. If you go on the avenue, you could dead while drinking a rum and soda or eating a kebab or a gyro. Shootouts anywhere and everywhere. Arima is a hot spot now. 6 people getting shot, 1 killed. Bandits running amok into people's house, over their walls, outside, with guns. Keith Rowley stood up there, not accepting any responsibility or any blame, and talking about a talk shop for 2 days. What Keith Rowley did, as Rudal Munilal and Kamala Prasad said, was to instill and engender hopelessness in our country. He just stated that last year was a terrible record, over 600 murders, and this year will be worse. And the media didn't say, what did you say? He has thrown his hands up in the air and is trying to blame every other aspect, from parents to school teachers to people on the road driving to coaches to everybody else except him. But the fact of the matter is, when someone else was prime minister, the crime statistics were going in the opposite direction. Through implementation of legislation, resourcing of the police, through a crime plan that was created by the National Security Council and the Minister of National Security under Kamala Prasad, ROWLEY is having a symposium to talk about crime as a public health issue when he and his government are of the position that they do not have to formulate a crime plan, that is the job of the police. He then tries to ridicule once again Kamla Persad-Bissessa's ideas. But Kamla Persad-Bissessa comes with ideas, just like in 2020 when she came with the security dome. And some of you, including the media, allowed Rowley to ridicule the concept, talking nonsense about dome builders and dome carpenters and dome engineers, remember that, and dome sweepers. And people in the PNM were laughing, and the media didn't write and say, Rowley, are you ridiculous? A security dome is a measure total using all your assets from land, sea, air, all over, radar, helicopter, air guard, vessels, army, roadblocks, police, in order to keep your Twin Island state safe. You all had a joke of it and elected an idiot who then appointed a bigger idiot who cannot even stay awake as Minister of National Security. And now they keep talking and they're trying to normalize record murders, normalize home invasions, normalize carjackings, normalize gun battles, normalize killings and woundings. That is just the way it is, says the PNM. They can't do anything about it. Well, that is their responsibility. That's the responsibility of any government. And for the media to allow Rowley to talk so blasé about crime, to play games and semantics with statistics and come to the wrong analysis is wrong. Crime is a crisis in Trinidad and Tobago. We are here in Trinidad and Tobago. We welcome our CARICOM brothers and sisters, but some of us wish that we were in your islands because your islands are safer than Trinidad and Tobago. We are in the mouth of the devil. We are surrounded by fear and evil, and we have a government that has lost its way, thrown its hands up in the air, and is talking about this being normal. They want us to find it normal that we find bodies on the side of the road, that we stand up and line and could get shot at any point in time, that you could go to the Price Mart or the grocery and you could get robbed and carjacked. On your way to the airport, people could bounce you and kill you and kidnap you. They want you to think that that is normal, that is like a virus, that is like COVID-19. There's no vaccination for crime. We have to live with it. There is a vaccination for crime. That is intelligent government. A government who understands the causes of crime and fights crime in a holistic manner, providing opportunities, education, sport, culture, providing love and mentorship, parenting, education, support, job creation, foreign exchange, safety, security, lighting, CCTV cameras, and the list goes on and on. Every single ministry should be involved in the crime, in the fight against crime, fighting the crime and criminal elements at every single level. But Rowley just says that's not his job. Let's have a talk shop. And the media allow him to pass with that. Yesterday, I listened to a prime minister and I wondered, but how could my country have stooped so low to elect this man to stand there and talk the most abject nonsense, unsubstantiated by fact, where he just engendered a feeling and a state of hopelessness? Remarkable. If any of you are worried now, you understand truly that politics is serious. You must think. Don't vote on emotion. Put people who are qualified to keep you safe. Stay safe. God bless.